there are going to be a lot of surprises when people go to the field. Test weight has really changed. Kernel configuration, as I call them, wedgies, canoes, and torpedoes, really make a difference. Test weight this year, we have settings that are way off the Richter scale this year. They are not like normal at all. So that person that says run a meter, or they ran one hybrid through your meters, there'll be some prizes in the field. If you think you've got it figured out, you've got to be open-minded. We're still learning here. And we've been doing this since 1980, and there's other people who've been doing it for a couple of years, and they think they have the answers. We know that being humble is a good way to be. So we specialize in core meters forever, and we're still learning every year, and some people think that they have everything that they know about core meters right now. We find every year we're still learning tricks in that to make them last longer, not just to make them plant right, to make them last longer.
I started working for Kevin around 1986, worked full-time for him around 10 years, and shortly after that started managing the core meter part of it.
So Marty takes care of everything here, makes sure everything's done right and managed right, that everything is up to snuff. He knows how to run every meter here to make it work. But then we have Alex and Buzz. They stay with just our vacuums. So like Alex is kind of our guy we keep on E-sets. And we have certain tricks we do that we don't share, that Alex stays with all the time and just runs those. And Buzz works on the case ones, and Alex also will fill in on the case ones too if we get behind. So my sons, as they grew up here at the farm, they had to work on core meters. And when they were little, they thought it was fun. Now they think it stinks because it's a lot of work and takes a lot of time. So they fill in. Cole, he's 16, so he fills in after school and that on weekends when his homework's done. And my son Brock's working in the electrical world, and he comes home on the weekends or in evenings to help us catch up if we get a little behind. We have customers from Iowa, Missouri, Nebraska, Illinois, Minnesota, South Dakota, and North Dakota. And every year we keep picking up their neighbors. Their meters have been ran other places, and they like their neighbor stands, so they end up coming to us.
The cookie cutter process that I do see on different talk spots on the internet, simple, come run your meters one day type of deal, it really can't happen.
We have tricks that we do with cleaning and prepping so the customer doesn't spend more money down the road. That's a lot of our businesses. They're not buying a lot of parts.
In the last few years, the corn has gotten a lot different shapes and sizes. Small rounds turn into flats. You got your wedges, canoes, stuff like that you can hear about in Kevin's meetings, but until you actually look at the corn, you don't realize that it's all there. Your simple rounds, the bags are half and half. It's hard to plant.
Every year, you know, everything's a marriage to the planter, but if you don't have the meter set right, and you go out to the field and you don't know where you're at, it's your whole year's income. So why would you take a chance on your whole year's income? And one thing today that we see, people will say, well, I'm 200 bushel. Well, as your expenses go up, we look at what you're leaving on the table. So you maybe should have been 212, 225. A lot of people will use numbers like, oh, you're 25 bushels short. We look at it totally different because we are totally from a farm background and farming, that we look at it and say, if it's 25, I want 12 and a half of it.
And what we do is, after we're done, run on a planter stand, figuring out what speed, what population, singulator setting, brush setting, what all makes it work together just fine. We give them a printout of all their corn that we ran for them, and what that does is they have, say, 8 different types of corn. Instead of trying to just wing it, they can look right at our sheet and say, you know, I got 46-pound corn here. It's DKC 4637, brush setting 3.5. Go set all my meters 3.5 and go. 5 mile an hour, and that's what we got to do.
And we look at what you leave on the table, and that's what we come in to help do.